Hi guys, welcome back after the Solkere Lake expedition. So fun it was. So fun. Eight eight species and 43 specimens counted. Wow. That was amazing. And and now we are heading to our next lake which we don't really know yet. So we'll meet you there. So now we are off to the Agara Lake as we have finally decided. Soon after we reached the lake, the first thing we saw was a grey heron standing in the water and doing nothing. It was just looking at somewhere, which and then over here
There are
there
also
were
pond
little
herons and cormorants
and
also.
Pond herons,
Right, cormorants
sitting,
also.
sitting on
Cormorant.
some stone structures. Agara Lake is also known
The cormorants
as an
are
artificial wetland.
9.
So all these stones here have been put by humans. We saw lots of pond herons and cormorants on alternate stones. Then we saw this purple moorhen drying its wings out, and it was really fun to watch it. And then there was one pond heron which was also there, and then there was also one great cormorant, and then after that the focus was back to the purple swamp. The purple swamp hen's old name was the purple moorhen, but then they changed it, so it's the purple swamp hen. After that, we could see a Brahmini kite in the distance, flying here and there and making circles. It was wonderful to watch. The Brahmini kite was flying high in the air, but then it did something spectacular. It dove down. Then we came and saw a grey heron, which was happily sitting near the marsh. And very well then, it was a wonderful sighting. It stretched its neck down to see if there was any fish in the water. I don't think there was, because it wasn't going for any. Then, just before we were about to exit the lake, we saw a darter, also known as a snake bird, drying its wings like a cormorant does. So guys, we are done for the morning, and our last lake Agara provided us with 35 specimens out of 7 species. So now our plan is to go home, and we'll meet you again in the evening today and go for our next 2 lakes and last 2 lakes, Kaikondrahalli and Madiwala. Well guys, welcome back, and now it's the evening time, and now it's time for part 2 of our bird count today on 14 January 2023, and we are heading to the Madiwala Lake now, and let's see what all we can find. Okay guys, so we are finally here at the Madiwala Lake, and now it's time to see some birds. As we entered, we saw a Brahmini kite fly in the sky and just flying around. Then we saw a sandpiper at the end, at just a little distance away. We saw a sandpiper. It was looking at the water for I don't know what reason, but it was nice to see. And then we saw an egret sitting right there, and we were happy to see these many birds as soon as we entered the Madiwala lake.
That is a.
This is a closer view of the sandpiper.
Wait!
These sandpipers generally come here during the
Arey, wait!
winters
You'll write down when I
and
haven't
months.
filmed like you did
It's
with the Brahmin.
wonderful to see these sandpipers. The sandpiper encounter was really good, but we saw one purple moorhen with an egret in the background. These and I really enjoyed seeing so many birds right at the starting of the lake. It was wonderful to see lots of birds at the starting of the lake. But we had to move on from there. But I really did not feel like I wanted to stay in the same place and watch the same birds for the entire time. But this is a bird count and we need to get as many birds as possible. So we had to move on, of course. Then as we moved on, we saw another sandpiper. This sandpiper was just floating with the water hyacinth. And the Madiwala lake is one of the biggest lakes in Bangalore. And birds can be anywhere. So we had to keep looking. For now, the sandpiper fulfilled my joy. It was looking at the water for I don't know what reason. The sandpiper was so close to us. I could not even imagine being at touching distance from the sandpiper. Well, it was a few feet away and it was in the water, so we couldn't go touch it. But if you see this from the camera angle, it definitely looks like you can. And then it just plucked out something.